This is Wall Street Week. I'm David Westin, and we're going to wrap up the week as we always do with our special contributor, Larry Summers of Harvard. So, Larry, great to see you again. Let's start with the big event on Friday, which was the president's announcement of his budget. $6 trillion, $1.3 trillion in deficit in each of the next 10 years, it looks like. What's your reaction to that budget?
Look, he's going to keep our country together by building back better. He's going to fix a whole set of lagging public investments in everything from making the airports work so it doesn't take half again as long to fly from Boston to Washington as it used to making the IRS be able to collect taxes, to having modern investments in science and technology. That's all right, and that's crucial. So is doing much more for children. So is doing much more for people who've been left behind. I'm all with that, and I think it's hugely important. But just because you care doesn't mean you don't also have to count. And I think we are, as a country, going to have to look at the total amount of spending we're calling forward and the total amount of taxing we're calling forward. And I am worried in both the short and the medium term about overheating. It might be that the forces of what I used to call secular stagnation, basically people not wanting to spend, are going to be so strong that we need these kinds of massive budget deficits and extraordinarily low interest rates to propel the economy forward, and this will work out fine. That could be the case. But I think the greater chance is that we're going to have some kind of collision between demand and supply. David, you know, if you look at the administration's economic forecast, they've done what all administrations do, and it's entirely legitimate. They, several months ago, froze a set of budget assumptions to reflect in an entirely honest and accurate way what the consensus was then. But gosh, the consensus sure has changed. I don't think the idea of a 1.2% 10-year rate for this year looks particularly good right now. We've already had just about 2% inflation just in the months we've had of this year. So I think the year inflation figure is going to come in pretty high. And I think that the magnitude of those surprises just speaks to the fact that we're going to have to make some adjustments that go beyond what I think is the Washington three-part cycle on inflation. First, you deny that it's a problem. Then you say that it's just due to specific factors and specific transitory factors. And then you say, well, it's not really that big a problem after all because wages are going to go up along with prices, and it's all going to sort of be okay. And I guess I see us moving through that cycle a bit, and that worries me. And it worries me because I think it's so important to do the fundamental things that the president is trying to do, but you do have to manage the macroeconomics right as well.